enough is enough.
I want the world to be the best place for my children.
You are not alone.
We need renegades to be part of this movement, and they're the ones that are going to change the world.
Welcome back to Renegade Radio, the podcast dedicated to the dissenters of the status quo, bringing you the mindset and strategies to build a healthier, happier, and stronger family, the Renegade way.
It's so important to be a renegade.
Welcome back to another episode of Mindset Monday. This is Dr. Todd.
And Carolina.
Welcome back, gang. We have an interesting one here, and this has to do with just conversations that Carolina gets so bent out of shape about. She talks to me about it, and then it's like she's arguing and getting upset with me, and I hear you, I agree. And it has to do with the plastic bags, but it's not just about the bags. It's what's behind the plastic bags, meaning...
Well, back up to the whole premise of plastic bags. What are we talking about?
Yeah, well, we're getting there. So you go to the grocery store, and depending on where you live or what store you go to, you might have to pay extra for plastic bags, or you need to bring your own satchel of some sort. And the store uses that as an idea that, well, we're using less plastic bags, which is great for the environment. Meanwhile, people are loading up their trolleys, their shopping carts, full of what?
Plastic bags.
Plastic bags. Everything on the shelves is plastic and cans and just, well, assuming that you're buying that crappy food, it's all processed, and all the processed food comes in
a plastic bag that might be in a box, or maybe just a plastic bag all on its own.
Right. So it's a total scam, and it drives us nuts, and it doesn't reach our end goal of less pollution and more green environment and so forth. I mean, the whole store is artificial with the exception of a bit of produce and meat. So
yeah, this all started when we were in South Australia. They started implementing this law that they created where you had to bring your own bags or pay 10 cents for a bag at the grocery store. And everyone really got on board with that, thinking that they were doing their part to help save the planet, or I'm really not sure what exactly the guise is on that.
And by the way, we're all for saving the planet, but...
Well, doing your part to help make the planet healthier, yes. I think it should be a choice for the individuals to, if they decide they want to bring their own plastic bags, that's great. But I actually use the plastic bags at home, so I'm reusing it. You know, like we were just talking this morning, the plastic bag that cornflakes comes in,
right? You're
not reusing that. And the box that's, you know, got all the labeling on it, you're not reusing it. And, you know, there's so many other ways that grocery stores can possibly look at making their planet healthier. You know, we were discussing options of maybe they could, rather than building a brand new store, you know, using new materials and concrete, making concrete, putting new wires in and everything that's involved in making a new grocery store. Maybe they could buy an old existing building and turn it into a grocery store.
Yeah, for example. So the mind...
They could, like, you know, just mastermind a little bit instead of just putting it all to the consumer and making us feel like we're doing the planet a huge favor by bringing our own...
I brought my own canvas bag, so I'm really making a difference.
But you're still filling it up with
filling your canvas
chemical-laden food that's not just chemical-laden, but it's packaged in plastic.
Yeah, so you're filling up your canvas bag, you're doing your good deed. I got my canvas grocery bags here.
It doesn't make you any healthier.
And it's filled up with packages made of plastic. Driven to the store in a big truck, burning fuel, burning rubber, the whole thing, you know.
Here's another way that the grocery store, Mr. Ralph's or Mr. Woolies, depending on which country you're from, how can they help make the planet a healthier place? Maybe they could try buying local food that's grown, you know, in the town where their
local,
store
fresh,
is.
Organic produce. Imagine that.
Instead of shipping it all from China or Mexico, or, you know, when we get things... when we're buying things from Mexico here in Australia, it's gone all the way across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. And let me just interject. Why is this a mindset? What's the mindset here? The mindset is we get caught up in the mainstream hoopla. You know, like we were just looking at a box and it says, oh, this is buying this is given 2 carbon offsets or whatever. Nonsense. I mean, it's just total nonsense. So there's a superficial, like the corporations and the governments are really looking out for us and we're doing a good job, but we're not. And it's ridiculous. Nobody's any healthier. We're filling our bodies with toxic food, toxic drugs, toxic everything. And obviously that doesn't just go away. It's either comes out in elimination, you know, like the New York drinking water's got drugs and, you know, trace amounts of antibiotics and growth hormones.
Yeah,
your 8-year-olds have boobs and
you're eating food with chemicals in it, whether it's additives, preservatives, colorings, anything. You're eating foods with chemicals in it. Then you go to the bathroom, you're eliminating chemicals. And, you know, one thing that's certain is that we're all going to die. So then we've just become this decomposing wad of chemicals.
Chemicals, right. Well, it was interesting. I was at a seminar recently, and the teacher who was speaking was a brilliant man. He was talking about one of his first jobs was at a morgue. And this was in the late 70s. And the owner of the morgue was like second generation. He said, back when I was young and my dad was running the place, you know, we'd have to embalm, we'd have to embalm the deceased to preserve their bodies for the funeral and so on. But even as of the late 70s, the funeral director was telling my teacher of the seminar at the time, who was quite young, that nowadays they don't even have to embalm them. I don't know how serious he was, but he's like, they're so toxic and so chemical laden that they don't really require preserving. They come in like self-preserved. And that was, you know, this is 40 years ago. So you can imagine it's just exponentially worse nowadays. So we're literally walking chemical producers, chemical consumers.
We can bring our own bags to the cows.
So it ain't about
We're still full of chemicals.
You're not saving the world because you brought a canvas bag to the grocery store. Sorry. Should you do that?
I mean, if
sure.
that's what you want to do, that's great. Everyone, I think, should contribute in some way.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be made to forcefully, you know, I don't know how many times I would get done grocery shopping and say I would forget my bag. And it's like, I'm not going to, just the principle behind paying 10 cents for
scam.
A bag.
Yeah.
It's like, I would just rather take 10 trips back and forth and carrying things in my arms.
That's right. I'll just use my shirt here.
Then pay 10 cents. It's not about the money. It's about the whole concept behind it. I'm not making the world a healthier place because of these plastic, you know, eliminating plastic bags. Yeah. Isn't going to save the world.
No, I take my kids to the park for a play, for example, and they have the public trash receptacles, you know, outside. And almost always but at the end of the week they're overflowing and trash is falling out on the ground because it's so full and birds are pecking at it and everything. And what is the bin full of? Is it full of apple cores and banana peels?
It's full of the trips that families go to Macca's, Hungry Jack's, KFC.
That's McDonald's for the Americans, Macca's, sorry.
Oh, and then what's Hungry Jack's?
Hungry Jack's is Burger King.
Burger King, that's right.
So in other words, it's just full of wrappers, packaging, boxes.
Let's think of a family of four. Yeah, family of four goes to Hungry Jack's. They get 4 burgers, which are wrapped in 4 wrappers. They get chips, French fries. So it's 4 packages of chips. They get sodas, which is 4, or some sort of a drink, 4 drinks, lids, straws. And they might come in 4 bags. Yeah.
So how much trash is produced from one family eating one unhealthy meal that's going to be chemical laden?
Yeah, it's cheap.
But I got to pay 10 cents for a bag that's supposedly going to make a difference.
Right.
You guys hear what we're saying here? We're not saying you should flippantly use plastic bags everywhere. What we're saying is it's nothing. We're missing the bigger picture. So yes, bring your canvas bag, but fill it up with produce, which doesn't come in plastic in the first place.
And do it because you want to do it, not because you're forced to do it.
That's right, man. Go renegade on these mofos.
I'm so glad we live in Queensland, but they're starting to try to do it in Queensland too. And it just drives me bananas because it's an operating expense for starters. Then you go in the trash bag aisle and they actually sell bags of shopping bags.
Yeah.
So you can actually buy the shopping bags.
Yeah.
Oh, it just drives me crazy.
There's a whole aisle of plastics, you know.
Well, everything's in plastic.
Everything's in plastic. So I don't see what the big... Anyway, you guys see where we're coming from. The mindset is go a little bit deeper than the superficial stuff
It's
that
all
the
smoke and
government
mirrors.
and the corporations are selling you. Ask bigger questions and complain. Tell the manager, this is bullcrap and here's why. Otherwise, if we don't speak up, it's more of the same. And our liberties and freedoms slowly keep being taken away from us.
Taken away with the guise of we're trying to save the planet.
Guise of public safety, guise of environmentally friendly and all that. And we're all for that. We get it. Don't pollute. Do your part. But don't be the 2 carbon offsets. Really? You know.
Think for yourself and make your own choices. And I think that we need to preserve the ability to make our own choices. The more we, jump on that bandwagon of, yes, we're going to do this together and we're going to help this. I think it needs to be the choice of the individual. And, the more we are educated and the more we think about the consequences of all of our behaviors and all of our decisions and all of our actions, we'll start making healthier choices. And then we'll be filling our canvas bags or plastic bags, whichever it is, with healthier foods. It's going to create a healthier family, and it's going to create a healthier future, and it's going to create a healthier planet, because we have to be healthy. We can't create a healthy environment without us being healthy as individuals.
Exactly. That's kind of we'll close there. If we want a healthy planet, let's just start on ourselves being healthy, ourselves, our family, and our children. The byproduct can be a healthier planet. But you can't try to have a healthy planet and then the bins are overflowing with fast food wrappers and crap and so on. So you guys with us?
Yeah.
What up? Mindset Monday. Get it? All right, this is Dr. Todd and Carolina. Much love, God bless, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
I love you, Daddy.
We're counting on you.
My mom is a renegade.
Thanks for tuning in to Renegade Radio. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a rating and review. Also, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TRFTribe. Please email us your questions for FAQ Friday, and we'll do our best to answer them in a future show. Simply email us at faq@therenegadefamily.com. If you got value from this episode and know someone else that would benefit from it as well, please share it with them.
Changing the world is going to start in your house. This is Dr. Todd, and from my family to yours, we wish you all the best. God bless, and we'll catch you soon.
Renegades, man up!